Today on People Now.
It's so good to be here.
The stars came out for a good time to party with People in Entertainment Weekly.
Julianne Hough telling us why the honeymoon is far from over for her and her hubby Brooks Lake.
Prince William and Princess Kate set to meet the new royal baby Archie for the first time.
Hear how Alyssa Milano is defending her controversial sex strike.
Plus, actress Kathryn Newton tells us about her eerie new Netflix series, The Society.
It's live today on People Now. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to People Now. It is that time of year again where we we start to enjoy Monday nights a little more.
Because there's some drama.
Because there's some drama on The Bachelorette. It is back. Hannah B. shaking up this season. Last night was the first episode. Fans out there already picking favorites.
So as is tradition, the first impression rose was given out, which was snagged by Luke P. But we want to know who you think deserved the honor. Was it Luke? Was it Cam? Was it Connor S.? Or was it John Paul Jones?
The whole name.
John Paul Jones. You have to say his whole name. Maybe it was someone else, though. Vote in our People poll or just tweet us your answer with the hashtag #PeopleNow.
We're going to check in on those results, and we're going to break down last night's episode with our full Bachelorette recap in just a bit. But for now, here's what you need to know and what's trending for today. Alyssa Milano is defending her sex strike protest over Georgia's new anti-abortion heartbeat bill set to take effect next year. The actress acknowledged the mixed reaction in a CNN op-ed published Monday, but wrote, "Sometimes we need an extreme response to get national attention."
She also tweeted this. She said, "The sex strike tweet has reminded people of the Republican war against women. Good. These oppressive, regressive, forced pregnancy bills are now being discussed in a serious manner on our national news cycle. Good."
Now, Milano's sex strike has received criticism from many sides of the conversation, including that it ignores the LGBTQ community, minorities, and sexual violence, and that it frames sex as something in which heterosexual women do not actively participate.
Now, Andy Zeisler tweeted, "I know this is well-meaning, but the whole entire point of these horrifying laws is to punish women for daring to have and enjoy non-procreative sex. You think people who already believe women have no right to their own bodies are going to respect partners who say no?"
Shannon Watts tweeted in part, "A sex strike won't bring back our rights. Voting, supporting women candidates, running for office, and fighting like hell will."
But pro-life supporters seem to be all for the strike, with this one tweeting, "I'm praying your sex strike catches on. Think of all the abortions that will be avoided."
It's kind of a wild when you look at the different perspectives about this issue.
People are getting very heated about this.
Yeah, Milano's call to action came just days after Georgia Governor Brian Kemp signed a bill that would effectively ban abortions in the state as early as 6 weeks into pregnancy.
Yeah, it caused major outrage by critics who note that many women don't realize they are pregnant by 6 weeks.
One thing for sure here, this sex strike and the whole idea with everything going on with Alyssa Milano, it's striking and sparking a lot of conversation across the country. We'll keep you posted on that, but for now, let's move on to this.
All right, there will be no funeral honoring the late Hollywood icon Doris Day. The actress's manager, Bob Bashara, tells People that Day was clear in her will that there will be, quote, no funeral, no memorial, and no grave marker. Bashara says that Day had difficulty accepting death and adds that he believes she didn't want a funeral because she was a very shy person.
But she did seem to enjoy time with close friends and even her favorite artists. Day turned 97 on April 3rd, celebrated with a party at her home with one of her favorite musicians, Michael Feinstein. It was their first face-to-face meeting despite corresponding with each other for several years.
I think that's so sweet that
really
they finally came together in person. Feinstein tells People that when he pulled up to her 14-acre California estate, it was idyllic, looked as if Doris Day would live there, that's what he said. So it's located in Carmel by the Sea in California. It's a small beach city. She retired in her 50s and kind of wanted to get away from Hollywood, so it seems like the perfect place to have this escape.
Kind of a retreat for her to have her own solitude and things that she really wanted. Feinstein adds that the two hit it off and bonded over Day's two favorite things, animals and music. He says this, quote, "It was so wonderful to see that her fervor for other creatures had not diminished, and she was so concerned for the welfare of creatures and the welfare of the planet."
I love that. She was an avid animal lover. She was an animal welfare advocate. Her manager actually says that at the time of writing her will, she had several dogs, and that part of the reason she didn't like talking about death was because she didn't like to think or talk about her dogs dying.
It's really sweet.
It's
kind of
so
heartbreaking too, right?
It is.
She created the Doris Day Animal Foundation in 1978, and for any fans wishing to remember Day, you're encouraged to visit the foundation's website. It's at the bottom of the screen there. Day died Monday morning at the age of 97. She'll certainly be missed.
She's a special woman. All right, moving on to this. Royal baby Archie hasn't met his uncle, Prince William, and Aunt Kate Middleton yet, but it won't be long before he does.
People can confirm that the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are expected to meet Prince Harry and Meghan's newborn son for the first time on Tuesday.
Kate and William have been very busy since the birth of Archie. They launched a new sailing race in London one day after his arrival and then traveled to North Wales a day later, but Their new nephew wasn't far from their minds. William told reporters there he was absolutely thrilled.
He also welcomed his brother Harry to the sleep deprivation society that is parenting, and that is well put.
Oh, yeah. Kate told reporters that she wished Harry and Meghan the best in these exciting times. William and Harry's father, Prince Charles, is also expected to visit his grandson for the first time on Thursday. I bet we're going to see some cute photos of that.
Yeah, probably on that Sussex Royal Instagram account, right?
Poppin'.
A palace rep tells people that Harry and Meghan spent the weekend celebrating Mother's Day and welcoming visits from a few friends. All right, let's move on to this. Pretty wild story here. A Myanmar pilot captain saved his passengers and crew from potential tragedy after he skillfully landed his plane without its front wheels on Sunday after the aircraft's landing gear failed.
This is terrifying. Oh my gosh. So according to The Guardian, the flight was carrying 82 passengers, 7 crew members. It was heading from Yangon to Mandalay when the captain realized there was a problem with the landing gear.
One of the worst things you could realize, right?
Oh,
During
yeah.
that flight, the airline said in a statement to CNN that the pilot repeatedly tried to deploy the gear before following emergency procedures and initiating a fuel burnout to reduce the landing weight. Now, after that, he navigated the plane onto the runway, landing it on its 2 rear wheels before slowly lowering that nose to the ground.
I mean, how did he pull that off?
What a skilled maneuver.
And it's crazy because there were no casualties, no injuries from the incident, and all passengers quickly disembarked following the landing. One passenger told The Guardian, quote, "Smoke came out a little when we landed, but confirmed all passengers are okay."
The Deputy Director General of Myanmar's Civil Aviation Department told the outlet that Myanmar National Airlines would examine that aircraft. I'd say, yeah, give it a good look over.
Yeah, maybe that one's going to go into retirement. And Embraer, the aircraft company who made the plane, said it would offer its full cooperation to the aviation authorities in order to aid in the investigation. I don't know. Jeremy, could you fly after that?
It'd be tough, right? I mean, you'd have to get over it. The only thing I can compare it to, which is not the same, when I was trapped in an elevator, it was very scary. I now ride that same elevator, so I think I could get over it.
I know.
How about you?
I got trampled by a horse, and I got back on the horse. I don't know if it compares.
Gotta get back up on the horse.
Either way, that is terrifying. I'm so happy that everyone was okay.
And again, congrats to that pilot who is a hero, should be called a hero. Really amazing.
Wow. All right, moving on to this. Charles Melton is just as swoon-worthy in real life as he is on the screen. The actor's girlfriend and Riverdale co-star Camila Mendes gushed about her man to Entertainment Tonight at the premiere of Melton's new film, The Sun is Also a Star, on Monday.
She says, quote, "He does write me love letters. He's a hopeless romantic for sure."
Yeah, so her claim checks out. Melton told People last week, not only does he write her letters, he also believes in love at first sight.
So it wasn't a lie, it was true.
He explained it's this hopeful curiosity of seeing someone and just being in awe and not being able to explain it. But there's something that draws you to that person. There's something you don't know, and it's just a matter of you being vulnerable enough to explore that.
Mendes posted her own sweet message to Melton on Instagram celebrating the premiere of the film, saying in part, quote, "I remember the day Melton told me about this project. We were still just friends then. He hadn't even been cast yet. They hadn't even started casting. All he told me was, I'm going to play this role," which is really incredible, right? He knew it.
As she went on to say, aside from having the biggest heart out of anyone I know, his passion and tenacity are part of the reason I fell in love with him. Watching him throw his entire heart and soul into the story of love taught me a lot about the kind of person he is.
The couple confirmed their romance in October with a PDA-filled Instagram, courtesy of Mendes. Since then, the Riverdale co-stars have not been shy about posting about each other. Very adorable.
Can I just say, can we bring the love letters back? That is so sweet. Did you write love letters?
I did. And there were periods of time where, like Mother's Day, I still do a handwritten thing. Here's my question. Do you think that women could get a little, would you feel like it's overkill if a guy like suddenly wrote you a note and sent it to you?
If we're in love or dating.
So it needs to be established, not early on. Too early, it can feel like, whoa, hold
if it's
hold
just
the phone.
like a random note from a stranger.
Not a stranger, but like, first date, then a handwritten note?
First date too early, for me, I think.
Needs to be established.
Yes, it has to be established. That's just for me, though. Everyone's different.
Clearing it up here. There are rules and parameters. Coming up, we're breaking down last night's Bachelorette. Did one of the contestants have a girlfriend while trying to win Hannah's heart? Will any of them write her love notes? We don't know. Plus, the Bella sisters are spilling the tea about Nikki's new romance, and we got some Game of Thrones predictions from some of the stars at last night's big Entertainment Weekly and People Upfronts party. Stick around. All right, Monday night, it was the official People Entertainment Weekly Upfronts party. EW's Lola Oganaike and I were there on the carpet. We're catching up with all TV's biggest stars. Got to start, though, with one of my favorite people ever, Terry Crews. He's so much fun, and he told us what it's been like jumping into America's Got Talent. Watch this.
Howie's gangster.
Yeah, right?
Howie was like, no, but he's been there. He's 10 years at AGT. He has no, so he's like pushing the buzzer like, he's out. I'm going, oh, Howie, he's supposed to be funny and the whole thing. And he's getting people out of there like, you know, you will not make it. I'm so sorry. I was like, what? When did you turn an assignment? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was expecting that from Simon, but Howie has been very, very honest with a lot of people this year. He got a lot of boos.
Yeah. Now, speaking of talent, I've seen some of your talent on my couch surfing, Joe. Oh, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, please.
Oh, yeah. Hello. It's so good to be here. I tell you, AGT is so much fun. It's really awesome. It's so good.
I got to make this whole bit work.
I know.
And this one's very quiet.
I'm a little shy. I tell you, Eugene is a little shy.
Is this the epitome of a dad joke?
It's worse.
Wow, I love that she was just not having it. Jeremy, weren't you trying to then do your text a little bit?
Tried is the key word. Anyway,
on the carpet.
Next up, we were able to catch up with Superstore star Lauren Ash. We love her. We followed up on a little project that you and I started here on People Now with her. Take a look at this.
Last time we talked when you were on People Now,
Yeah.
the dream was put out there for Mark Hamill to play your father on Superstore.
Did you know that he tweeted me about it?
I did, and I responded and was like, oh my gosh, if I'm a little part of this,
Yes.
wow. So the wheels are turning.
The wheels are turning every time, and upfronts this week, tonight's the night. Because every time I run into any NBC executive, I'm like, have you heard the Mark Hamill story? I am doing my best, you guys. Everything, with all of my being, I'm trying so hard.
What can we do to help?
Listen, I think just get back on Twitter, tweet at Mark Hamill, tell him how much you'd love to see him on the show. It can't hurt. We've
Mark
gotten
Hamill,
this
you
far.
have to be on the show, Mark Hamill.
know how
have
much I
to be
love
on the
you.
show. You know how much she loves you.
Gosh, I love Lauren Ash so much. She's
that happened,
so much fun on.
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy.
We'll tweet about
I actually saw her afterwards. We did the photo booth.
Yeah,
It was
at the
a lot of
party,
fun.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, there we
There you go.
Very serious photo booth there.
Yeah.
It was really nice to see her though.
That was a lot of fun. We also caught up with SNL star Kenan Thompson. He gave us a scoop on a particular 90s reboot. I had a little moment about the whole thing. Watch this.
All that reboot, I'm so pumped for that. I grew up with that show. I mean, it's just, honestly, it's like it's like nostalgia. It's got all of it, but the talent's
man.
there. What are you looking forward to people seeing most? Now that you kind of been talking about it, you see maybe a little more of what it's going to look like?
I mean, I'm just excited to discover new talent. You know what I mean? I'm excited for the kids that they hired. You know, they look like awesome, talented kids. And, like, I just want them to go into their careers now and have America embrace them and then start bringing in a new generation and have it keep going and going, just like SNL. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What is your favorite Kenan SNL sketch? I know mine, but I want to hear yours.
I have several, but,
Okay,
I mean,
top two.
I have to go with What's Up With That.
Yes, can we do it together?
Oh, ooh,
What's up with that?
What's up with that?
Oh,
That was good.
This happened.
Thank you.
This
High five. That
just
was awesome.
happened.
That
I
was
can retire now.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the moment. She's done.
Such a funny sketch. He's great, doing so many great things. Also, Modern Family just aired its emotional season finale, and the series finale, the whole thing, will come to an end
It's
next year.
crazy.
Yeah, two of the show's stars, Nathan Gould and Ariel Winter, shared what they will miss most when that whole show comes to an end.
Free food, like all the time, like whenever I want. I've stolen so many snacks from the set, like thousands of dollars worth of snacks. Yep. Final answer.
Snacks
Paid
are
in
always
snacks.
great. But I think we'll definitely miss the amazing crew we get to work with now. I think we'll miss everybody, of course. We have a great team, but we have a really great crew that are just so amazing. We've had them for 10 years. They're amazing people, so I think we'll definitely miss working with them, and hopefully we'll work with them on other things in the future.
What was the greatest thing about being a part of a hit series like that for each of you?
The greatest part of it? I don't know. I mean, it sounds really cliched, but like each other. Like, I don't know, it's been really awesome having like someone that like I got to literally grow up with and like has become like a family. I mean, we are a giant modern family, and it's been cool having someone, her and Rico, growing up with me.
So young when they first started. It's cool seeing them grow up together.
I know, he's so tall.
It's amazing, yeah. Guys, stay tuned. Later on the show, we'll be back on the Upfront's red carpet. We're going to be talking with Chrissy Metz, Justin Hartley, Julianne Hough, Nikki and Brie Bella, and many more. Stick around for that. But now we move on to this.
So you know her as Abigail, Reese Witherspoon's daughter on HBO series Big Little Lies. She's also starring in the new movie Pokemon Detective Pikachu alongside Ryan Reynolds. Now she's Allie, the leader of Newham in Netflix's new drama The Society. It's Kathryn Newton.
Woo!
Thanks for joining us.
Oh my gosh, thank you. You were so good at talking. Oh, thank you. I'm looking at that going, how does she do it so quickly?
Reading words and everything.
Yeah,
Wow,
I really
that was
appreciate
great.
that. I'm going to clip that out for my reel. Such a great lineup of shows that you have. I mean, how does it feel to have all these shows kind of come together, be out, and everyone can
It's
see
crazy
it?
that everything came out on the same day.
Yeah.
Everything came out on May 10th, like the show and the Pokemon. So I've had so many texts from friends who've gone and seen the movie already, and then friends who've already binged the whole series, and I'm like, thank you.
It is a wild thing because production's happening at different times, doing movies, doing shows. You got all this stuff going, and for it to all sync up is really incredible. So let's talk about this. The new Netflix show, The Society. It's about a group of teens who find themselves trapped in a parallel version of their hometown. They must not only try to find their way back home, but they've got to survive. We have a clip. Watch this.
If you're gonna put this on my shoulders, then you had better be there for me every minute, every second of every day by my side.
We will. Of course.
No, really think about it. Don't nod your heads like idiots. Don't give me an easy yes.
Yeah, we'll protect you.
And I have to make a decision, and I don't know the answer, which, by the way, I won't.
We'll all be with you every decision, every second, like you said.
So you're having a hard time watching yourself here.
I can't watch myself because I just don't believe it at all that anyone would ever listen to me. Do you know what I mean? Like Kathryn Newton, no way. Allie, I understand. She's a good leader, blah, blah. Kathryn Newton, nobody.
You're tough on yourself. I watch it and completely believe you.
Oh, well, that's good.
I'm ready to do whatever you tell me to do.
When I look at that, I just see me and my friends in a room hanging out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
But watching the show, I just laugh at myself. Like, yeah, like anyone would listen to Kathryn telling people what to do. No, it doesn't.
But it's intense circumstances here. Okay, have you thought about it? What you would do if you were thrown into this situation?
If I was like thrown into a situation where there were no parents, there was no laws, and I had to decide how to protect myself, I would lock myself in my room with a lot of snacks, preferably hot Cheetos. A lot of hot Cheetos. That's what I would do.
I do the honey barbecue twisty Fritos.
Fritos?
That's
yeah,
what I do.
you gotta get your snacks
I
on
do
lock,
peanut
okay?
butter.
Because
Yeah.
people are gonna go to the grocery store and take it all.
That's right. Get
That's
those,
what's happened.
I don't know if anybody's. I don't think there's going to be a run on the honey barbecue
No,
Fritos.
I don't think so. Very
Anyway,
specific
I'm good to go.
there.
I chose something that would serve me
Fritos.
well in this kind of
Yeah.
situation. So look,
Yes.
intense show. These guys, their whole world, everything they've known has kind of fallen away.
Right.
Back to the real world stuff. Has it made you reconsider like what's important in life and your whole sense of like the world and how it is?
It has. It's made me appreciate my own home a lot more, you know, like even my parents, like I missed my parents after we were filming. But it does make you think about who you are when nobody's watching. It makes you think about what you really value, you know, like our phones and social media or our houses and what we look like. And in this new world, none of that matters. So you have to think about who you are and who you want to
No
be.
Instagram.
And that's the thing is that people are like beautiful and ugly, you know? And
Yeah.
these characters are beautiful and ugly. So that's why I like the show.
Yeah, people have been comparing the show to Lord of the Flies, The Leftovers Lost. Have you seen any of those or read Lord of the Flies?
I read Lord of the Flies, and that was one of my favorite books growing up, so I feel like it's kind of cool that I love teenagers. I feel like teenagers are so interesting, like youth, and this show has a bunch of characters on it that aren't one note. They're not stereotypical. Allie is a girl who thought she had nothing going for her and like lived in her sister's shadow, and now she's a leader. She's like a king.
Yeah.
Like I did a lot of research back to like medieval times and like queens like Catherine the Great, and like looked into that historical like patterns of what happens to queens. Like she's got queen-sized problems, guys.
Yeah. That's really interesting
Yeah.
to think that you look back in those
That's what
ways
we
and kind of pull
did.
some reference. Yeah.
Chris Kaiser, our writer and showrunner, who's a very, very smart person. And
can't-
so there was a lot of historical references when you watched it.
How would you describe your character's transformation if you had to kind of sum it up?
How would I describe her transformation? She goes from being like a little sister to the godfather in a matter of a couple days.
Ooh. Would she do her nails like you have done yours? Because they are
She would not.
mind-blowing what you've
Just
done here.
Don't think she would.
I don't know if you could. There we go. They're taking it full. But look at each one, its own little
I got
personality.
my Jigglypuff, which was my inspiration for my
Pikachu.
New York premiere.
Yeah.
I wore a giant pink Ralph and Russo Jigglypuff dress. And I got, my Pokemon ball, which matched my Valentina dress for my Japan premiere.
Themed.
Yeah,
You
well,
know.
we're definitely going to talk about Pokemon.
Sorry, I jumped. I just couldn't stop looking at him. There was so much going.
Here.
I know. It helps. The jewels help. They
Blinged
bring
out.
your eyes to it.
But for the society, for viewers going into the show, what is one thing that you want them to know and understand about your character?
Oh, well, one thing I want them to know is, we're all really misunderstood. And all these kids are misunderstood and they're trying to find their way. So I hope when they watch the show, like, it helps you too.
And as people do, they love to ship Allie with people. No spoilers.
Oh my gosh, I know.
We don't
I
spill it for anyone.
I stand. I totally ship like Luke and Helena, which are my two favorites. But I mean, like I've been being tagged in all these memes.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about being tagged in memes, and there's so many for like Harry and Allie, and I'm like, I ship it. I ship the memes. They're so cute that I can't help it but not. But yes.
Yeah. What's your in all of pop culture now? What's your favorite ship?
Oh man. Oh. Well, like I was just fangirling outside over Melton and Cammy.
Yeah.
I like ship them so hard. I also know them, and that's weird.
Yeah, right?
Like, to ship them, but I love it. Yeah.
So you know them.
I'm a fan of their show, so I think that counts, right?
Is what we see on Instagram. We see the PDA. It seems like they're so in love. Is that what's actually happening?
Oh my God,
in the day-to-day?
I
You know
feel like,
them.
That whole cast in particular they're so good at social media at being real and authentic, because that's a whole new thing that I don't really understand yet, but they keep it real.
I also can't get over that he writes her love letters. I think that's so
Like
sweet.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, isn't that
Handwritten.
adorable?
Adorable.
Would you want that?
Absolutely.
Sign her up. So we talk about standing and shipping. Let's talk about fan theories. There's a lot of mysteries that are unveiled and that your characters go through in the show. But have you heard some of the fan theories about what happened? You haven't heard any of them?
No, I've been on Twitter so much and I haven't seen
Okay,
anything.
well, you need to check it out.
I gotta check this out.
Do you and the cast do you and the cast ever swap theories? Do you guys just about
like what the show?
Ooh, it'd be fun if it went in this direction.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's all we kind of thought about while we were filming. We're like, how did we get here? What's the real meaning? Did our parents do it? Did we do something wrong and we're being punished?
Right.
That's what we kind of went with. We all, by the end, felt like we were being punished or maybe being saved. We don't know, and that's what the mystery is. I really like sci-fi shows, so I think it gives it that supernatural aspect. Like, it's still an alternate universe. It's a parallel something.
Right.
So anything can happen when it's a different kind of universe than where we are. But I think maybe they just had to figure out a place where there were no parents for these teenagers to run free.
To figure their stuff out.
Yeah, and be good characters.
Yeah.
Well, the Society, amazing. You guys go binge that. Let's switch gears here to Big Little Lies, which is honestly one of my favorite shows. It's so good. Season 2 coming back in June. There's some new people joining the cast, most notably Meryl Streep.
I mean, come on.
No big deal.
How did you and the cast welcome her into the picture? Did she vibe with you guys?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, when I got Pokemon and Big Little Lies, I got them at the same time, and I called Reese, and I was like crying because I had to pick one because of scheduling. And she was like, Kathryn, you need to do Pokemon, but you need to do Big Little Lies because we got Meryl. And we were like screaming on the phone about Meryl. And then the first time I met Meryl was at a table read, and I was so excited, and Reese looked at me and she's like, Kathryn, you go say hi first because that's what you go say hi. And so she walked over and I met Meryl and she gave me a hug and she was just really nice. And it was amazing. And then we had one night where they took me to dinner, like the Monterey Five, and I was like, you're inviting me? Like, I'm a big kid now. I can sit at the big kids table. And Reese was like, come on. And it was Meryl and Nicole and Reese and Laura and Shay and Zoe. And I literally couldn't talk. Like, I didn't know. Like, of course I could, but I just was like,
In awe, right?
in awe, and they didn't want to say anything.
I love that the scheduling worked out, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks to Reese. Yeah, she made that happen.
Wait, did she make the call?
She made the call.
and
She
mo-
called over to Legendary and was like, let's make it work. And they made it work.
That's
Wow,
amazing.
that's incredible.
That's a power play right there.
That's a power play.
Reese.
You're in a
I
good
love
spot.
you. Season 2, what can we expect? How would you describe it?
Oh, well, I actually just saw a little bit of it, and it's so beautiful. Do you know what I mean? That's what I thought last season. I was just like, this show is so pretty. I guess like shooting it in Malibu and everyone, and all the stars are so beautiful. But Andrea Arnold is our director this year, so she really like steered the ship. And she's a woman, and it was all a woman cast. So it was a different environment. It was a different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How does it compare to last season? Is it?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I'm so excited for you guys to see it. But I mean, there's more drama. Abigail's, you know, even sassier, if you can imagine, you know, teenagers, they get worse.
I love hearing your enthusiasm for it and kind of resetting it. Because, you know, there was talk when the first season ended, is like, what's going to happen? Could it continue? What would it look like?
I was shocked, but let me tell you, when we were at the Emmys, and everyone was walking around with those Emmys, Reese was like, better clear your schedule. I was like, are you serious? And then I was like, I'm in it though? Okay, great.
Yeah, better clear your schedule or she'll clear it for you. And she did. And then, okay, Detective Pikachu also happened.
Yes.
Ryan Reynolds, obviously taking on the role of Pikachu. His character's CGI. You did work with him for about a week though, right?
We did work with him for a week.
Give
and
me a
let
little
tell
feel
ya,
for that, yeah.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant. You wouldn't know what to expect because he's playing a talking Pikachu, and you don't know how it's going to turn out. But the first time I saw him in Justice doing the scene, I was like, blown away, and I was like, this is really gonna work. And then he like improvised, and he gave some more Lucy lines, and he set the tone. So when we went off to Scotland and we're in the Highlands, Ryan was right here in our hearts. We just felt his presence.
So he's got like these different versions of himself, right? The comedy guy, the serious working actor, and then the dad side, the husband, and all of that. It's
I know, he's so funny, right?
Yeah.
I feel so lucky. I was a big fan, you know, obviously.
Was the family around at all while you were?
Oh no,
they were doing their thing.
No, but Blake came to the premiere.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know, she's
So great.
beautiful.
All right, time for a game.
Yes,
We're almost
ready?
out of time.
We're
Here we
gonna
go.
play some
We're gonna play a
fish
game?
and dish.
Okay.
All right, so you're gonna catch one of these fish.
Oh, I love this.
Each color
Here's your
represents the
fishing
type of question we're gonna ask. So red is love, purple is career, yellow is miscellaneous,
Okay.
orange is party, and green, you can ask us a question, whatever you want.
Ready? Here we go.
Ready?
Yeah.
Have you played this before?
No, I mean, I actually have, like, at a fair.
Okay.
At a fair where
It
you'd
takes
win like a free
it's a
gold.
little bit of a learning curve. There you
There you go.
Red.
Woo! Red is love. First celebrity crush.
Oh, my first Justin Bieber.
The Biebs. You still on the Bieber
I
train?
still love the Biebs. I don't know what to tell you.
Are you a fan? Do you ship Bieber and Haley?
Of course I do.
I hope so, 'cause
ship
it's
whoever
happening.
he's, you know, with. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, all right. Here we go. No, there's time
Pretty
for plenty
good.
more. Get ready. You're going to be a pro fisher woman.
Okay, so red is love. What's the yellow one?
Yellow, miscellaneous.
Okay.
She got it.
All
Wow.
right, you've been super busy, but what's your favorite way to unwind?
Oh, I take a lot of baths and do face masks.
Especially you were saying,
love face
you
masks.
go on these tours and you're stuck in the hotel. Best thing to do in a hotel when you have the
Pikachu
bath,
face mask.
The bath and the face mask.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Pamper yourself.
Okay, next.
Right.
Treat yourself. All right.
Let's see.
Eat it.
By the way, you so far have been the best
Oh,
at this.
there you go. Orange, yes.
All right.
A night on the town or a night in with Netflix?
Oh, a night in with Netflix. But if you know me, you know I don't go out, so you can't even try to get me out of my house.
Really? You don't like to go out?
I just don't. I work,
Yeah.
and then I want to be home with my dogs. Like, that's all I want to do.
What's your favorite show, Netflix show to binge?
Oh, well, okay. Love was one of my favorites, the Judd Apatow, but also, like, The Office. I'm on my
Yeah.
second go right now. What are you going to do?
Like last year, rewatched it again for like the third time.
Yeah.
Season 3, episode
All right,
1.
we
Check
have
it out.
one more. Ready?
My favorite one. It is. It's so funny.
Do you have a quote from that?
Yeah.
Yellow, miscellaneous. If you could switch bodies with one person for the day, who would it be?
Oh, my dog.
How many dogs do you have?
I have 3 poodles.
Oh, what are their names?
Oh, there's Danforth Jack, King, ruler of all floof. Then there's Durandal, Ladybird, Tiny. We call her kind of everything. And then there's Starlight Rosebud, hella good boy, gonna need a big bank. And their sizes 1, 3, and 5. You know.
I love everything
Wow.
about
Medium and large.
all of your dogs that you just said, and I still don't quite know their names. Anyway,
Yeah.
Kathryn, thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here. It's so good to
Thank
meet you and
you.
talk to you. The Society, guys, is streaming now on Netflix. Check it out. Let's move on to this. Felicity Huffman. She cried while pleading guilty to her role in the college admissions scandal on Monday. The Desperate Housewives actress appeared in court 2 hours early. She was seen entering the court with a somber look on her face, holding hands with her brother.
Huffman was charged with conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services mail fraud for paying $15,000 to a consultant to facilitate cheating on her oldest daughter's SAT test by having a proctor correct the answers after the fact.
For the scheme to work, the venue to Huffman's daughter's SAT was changed from her high school to another location. It required a note from a neuropsychologist.
While addressing the judge, Huffman broke down in tears, explaining that her daughter had been seeing a neuropsychologist since the age of 8 and had been receiving extra time on exams since she was 11. The request to change the venue, Huffman said, was made in earnest and not as a part of the scheme.
So Huffman reiterated that her daughter knew nothing about the scam and on Monday told the judge the neuropsychologist had no part of this. After becoming emotional while discussing her daughter, Huffman paused for a full minute before continuing to address the judge.
Under the plea deal, Huffman has agreed not to appeal any prison decision up to 20 years. And in return, the government is recommending that she receive a punishment near the lower end of the sentencing guidelines of 4 to 10 months. In addition to 4 months in prison, prosecutors are also recommending Huffman pay a fine of $20,000.
Under that plea deal, the actress is also prohibited from running for office, owning a firearm and ammunition, along with other restrictions. And Huffman told the judge that she understood the terms of her plea deal, and the judge reminded her by pleading guilty, she was waiving her right to stand trial.
Sentencing has been set for September 13th. Huffman did not comment to reporters while leaving the courthouse. Meanwhile, attorneys for Huffman have not returned people's calls for comment.
Awkwafina has a new movie coming out that we can't wait to see. The Farewell made its on-screen debut at Sundance Film Festival. It's all about a Chinese-American family who decides to throw a fake wedding to celebrate their grandmother when she receives a terminal cancer diagnosis. A plot like this, very interesting. It's hard to tell where the twists and turns are going to come.
Very intense. Now, Awkwafina stopped by to talk about the movie just in time for Asian American Heritage Month. She has some things to say about how far Hollywood has come in casting minorities and what representation really means to her. Take a look.
There is something also to be said about the industry casting only because you're a minority and nothing else, right? You don't want that to happen, right? Like you still want your own merit and your own whatever you've done to be a part of it. You don't want to just be, oh well, she's Asian, let's put her in, you know? So I think that Hollywood needs to find that balance, and I think it is. I think the differences between diversity and representation, Constance talks about this a lot. Diversity is the illusion of representation, whereas representation actually speaks to people, and I think that they're figuring that out in a way that I feel very optimistic about.
And look, as we've all tracked along, there have been huge strides in representation in the past couple of years when it comes to the movie business. Crazy Rich Asians and The Farewell are two awesome examples of that.
But Awkwafina admits there are still moments when the Asian American population are represented poorly. She told us about times when she faced some less than cool treatment in the audition room.
There was a couple of auditions that I straight up just like walked out of because the role was just so stupid or just like very like, you know, just portraying that going back to that kind of, you know, caricature, and I don't appreciate that. I think that it just seemed offensive to me. You know, I didn't know, you know, at that time, I was like, how could they still be writing stuff like this? Like, how is that possible? And, you know, now I'll be damned if I see like one role like in that area.
It's really nice to hear her talk about, you know, her truth on the subject of representation.
Absolutely. And The Farewell, it was picked up by A24 and is set to release this July. Be sure to add it to your summer movie list. And now, guys, take a look at this.
Part the seas, Hannah B is coming at you.
The chemistry that I'm already having with her, it's off the charts.
Oh my freak!
Hannah is sincere.
What is wrong with me?
Totally honest.
You could cut that sexual tension with a knife.
And she's ready to tell it like it is.
None of you know anything about me and what makes me me and things that I've gone through. Because nobody's even asked. Because all we do is talk about stupid. So figure it out, or like, I don't want to do this.
She's done.
Oh.
No, she's not. This is going to be a hot and heavy season for sure, with Hannah Beast as the Bachelorette.
Here to break down Monday night's premiere episode of The Bachelorette is Bachelor alum. It's our fave, Corinne Olympios. Welcome, Corinne. Hi.
Good to see you. I cannot wait to talk to you about this, because before we break it all down, initially when this was all announced, you came out not as supportive, or so thrilled anyway, that Hannah B was the next Bachelorette. Is that still the case?
No, that's not the case.
That was not the case.
And that was
got it. Get the hair.
Sorry, I don't know what's happening
okay.
here. That was not what was said at all. First of all, there's a video of me exiting Craig's in LA, and there's a bunch of cameras and paparazzi, and I fully said there that I was looking out for Hannah B to be the Bachelorette. When people asked me, like, who do you want it to be? I said Hannah B.
So false headlines.
Yeah, well, I said something, I was just like, yeah, I mean, for everyone, it seemed pretty random. Like, it could have been anyone else, and then, of course, they took it so out of context.
So the reservations that you had were not nearly as dramatic as what was reported.
Exactly.
Okay, so now we're on board.
Well, it's good because we're going to be talking
surprise. Yeah.
Media blows it out of
Someone
proportion.
exploited what you said. It's crazy.
All right, let's get into the episode. We met Hannah B's 30 Bachelors, some memorable entrances. As always, you got the Hannah Beast entrance. That was Luke P. The rap entrance from Cam. The Box King entrance. That was Joe. That was my favorite. Did you have a favorite one?
The box one?
Box
King. He's so, like, funny, and I don't know, I feel like he's being genuine. I feel like he's just, like nervous, so, like,
and the accent is pretty great.
Yeah.
What do you make of the big entrances? Like, what is the best way to get that impression?
Well, my entrance sucked. So
What was yours again?
I just had this token my mom gave me for a hug. I was like, come cash it in later, I'll give you a hug.
I think in hindsight, everything seems a little dumb. But at the time, I almost feel like, especially with the guys, I feel like they become more endearing if they're nervous. Do you feel that way?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, first of all, when you get out of that limo and you're doing your whole thing, you like black out. You're like, I have no idea
what I was going to say.
I have no idea. So honestly, it's impressive that people just get anything going. Like whatever you did, like great.
Good
if
for
you
you.
didn't faint, you nailed it. I swear.
I loved when Hannah B, she was like, yeah, everyone, they're so nervous. She's like, but I know me, and like, you don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah.
She's like, don't be nervous for me.
Yeah, it's anyway, it's going to be interesting to see how like her nerves even break down throughout the whole show, as we've seen some of the teasers. But let's talk about the one-on-ones. Luke P, the first one-on-one, he pulled her away. You can respect that move, maybe, kind of the pull away early, or what? What do you think?
Yeah, that I don't have a problem with. I think that's why you're there, and like people can't. It's ridiculous when people get mad about that.
So dumb.
Someone is gonna have to pull her away first.
Yeah, just got to get in there.
Could have been anybody.
Do you think that he's someone the other bachelor?
Someone's got to go first.
Should the other bachelors keep an eye on him? Is he a threat to you long term? What do you think, just based on that first interaction?
No, he just pulled her aside, like you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Do I think that there is something else going on with him? 100%.
Wait, what do you mean? Okay, because he actually got the first impression rose. So do you agree? What do you think of him?
I mean, I think he did a good job, but like, I can definitely tell that there's something else going on there.
What do you?
It creeps me out a little bit.
Okay. Oh, you think he's a little creepy?
He's a little creepy.
Is it because his tie game is so strong? Because that's a good tie.
That's a great tie. Honestly, it's a great suit. It's a great color on him.
But something about him.
Well, because
something about him.
He was so intense from the beginning, and I think he seems like he's already falling madly in love with her.
Falling down out of the gate is a strong look.
Yeah, like
Cam,
you're gonna be fine.
That could be the nerves too, though.
Yeah,
All right,
but like, don't say it right away. I don't know.
Yeah. Cam got the first kiss. He got the first impression rose after the rose ceremony. Do you think that, I don't know, is he feeling overconfident at this point? Should he feel very confident based on what's happened? First kisses, I mean, historically have been decent in terms of like longevity.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that whole thing would just be a no, but it's working for her, so good for him.
What do you mean it'd be no? Like if someone came up
like
to you
the,
right
like,
out of
cheesy rapping thing and like the whole like, I don't know.
Not into the freestyle rapping?
No.
Hard pass.
Okay, I want to talk about this. So Demi and Katie from the last season of The Bachelor, they stopped by. They're friends with Hannah B. I thought it was interesting because we haven't ever seen something like that before. They kind of had this spy thing going on. So Demi got DMs that one of the contestants, Scott, had a girlfriend. So Katie and Demi wanted to find him, approach Hannah about it. Hannah approached Scott. So let's check out the clip and then we'll break it all down.
So you just kept your girlfriend back at home just to be safe?
I can understand how it would come off that way, but that's not why.
But your girlfriend still thinks that.
But we're not, she's not my girlfriend.
You're not together because you're here, but your girlfriend thinks that you're coming back for her after all this is done. And like, that's not okay. There's 29 other guys in there that I'm hoping are here for the right reasons and don't have other girls just waiting at home if this doesn't work out. And you're here and taking up so much time. It's not fair to me. It's definitely not fair to that girl who thinks that she's your girlfriend back at home.
Speechless.
Wow.
Basically.
So Corinne, break this down for us. Why was Scott there to begin with if he's a girlfriend?
So we all be, go ahead, sorry.
He obviously just wanted some clout. I don't know. I mean, it's crazy, the people that do that. It's like, what's the point? You're either gonna get shamed now or shamed later.
By the way, when that happens, you either have to have the clearest response immediately or you're completely screwed.
He was like,
and he had nothing to say.
He was like, okay, this is not gonna go the way I planned for this to go. So fine, I'll see myself out.
And I'll go back to my girlfriend, who apparently is, in fact, just waiting on him to come back.
I would have expected him to be like, no, like that's done.
Right.
I'm here. But he was just like, well, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
She don't know what to say.
Yeah.
He's almost like, I don't know how much you know. Is like she gonna walk out any second, so I can't say anything.
Oh my God.
How do you think this is gonna affect Hannah B moving forward? Do you think this like confidence in the other guys, things like that?
I think for this to happen night one, she's definitely gonna be like, all right, now I get it. Like, I really need to be careful. I really need to get to know these people very well.
And remember, there's always ulterior motives looming, right? I mean, that's always true every season. There are people that are there for the wrong reasons. We know that. It emerges, just maybe not that quick.
Nervous moving forward that other people have something hidden.
Right.
What did you guys think of Demi and Katie being there and doing this whole spy thing? I thought it was kind of fun to watch.
It's something new, right?
It's something new, just like the vlogs. Like those video vlogs.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just the show itself. I've been saying this now since last season, that the show itself is just changing so much. I would like to see them stick a little bit more to their roots without becoming too reality TV-ish.
Yeah.
But that's just...
I like that whole detective spy thing gave them a reason to get to some of the dirt in a way that made a little more sense than like a stage thing where other girls are like, hey, so I heard he's got a girlfriend or the other guys.
Because sometimes they do that, and I think that like, don't bring them into it because that's hard.
It's a way to sort of explain it. Hannah eliminated a handful of potential bachelors Monday. How do we feel about that initial elimination and where we stand now?
I mean, I don't really know anyone yet.
It's so early, right?
Yeah, it's so early. I mean, I think we're gonna get to know these guys a bit more, obviously, as it goes on. I never really have any mixed or like weird feelings about the first time. I'm like, all right, those people are gone. I'm never gonna see them ever again, so it's fine.
Well, we here at People Now are currently in a Bachelorette draft, so let's check out how Jeremy and I did this draft. We're getting really into it this season.
And I'll just similar to you at the beginning, you don't know anything. I basically picked dudes who had hair similar to mine. That was my litmus test, and so we're almost
like
exactly tied.
Okay.
Wow. And did you?
So
what was your litmus test for guys? Because we don't really know much.
I tried to pick the hottest from their little pictures, but those guys don't photograph well. I feel like a lot of guys don't photograph well. They're a lot hotter in moving picture. You know?
Better in motion than in still frame. Yeah, I understand that. All right. Well, there we go. We'll keep up with that. You need to get in on the draft game. I don't think it's too late for you.
Honestly, like, if someone will teach me how to do drafting, I'd
probably
probably love it.
I know,
He can
John,
teach you how
what
to do
the
it.
hell?
All
Before we
right.
let you go, though, we asked our viewers who they think deserved Hannah-B's first impression rose in our People poll, so let's take a look at that. What do we got?
Or do we? There
it is.
Luke.
People agree with Luke. I mean, he knew what he wanted. That's the thing. He knows what he wants. He wants her, so
I think
he's there for the right reason, I think.
Yeah,
Just
but I
Corinne
mean,
thinks he's a little...
for me, a first impression rose is more than just being like, oh my God, I like you and you're so pretty and I'm in love with you. It's like having that conversation where like Colton was like to Hannah G, you feel like home to me. That is a first impression rose.
Whew, that was a good reference. When you put those two things side by side, they
yeah.
are stark contrast.
That's why you have me here.
Thank you, Corinne. Yes, thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Please come back. Hope to see you a lot more. Be sure to watch The Bachelorette Monday nights, 8 p.m. on ABC. We've got even more from Monday night's People and Entertainment Weekly Upfronts party. Let's start with a dear friend of People Now, the amazing Chrissy Metz. Watch. Is Chrissy Metz here? Hello. How are you? Great to see you.
3 more seasons, Chrissy. 3 more seasons. How are you feeling?
I'm very excited. I'm very grateful. Yeah, there's all sort of emotions, you know? Like, it's hard to kind of put into a word or words.
Yeah.
I'm very, very grateful.
If you could be on any other show other than your colossal hit of a show, which one would it be?
Oh, goodness. I mean, if we're not keeping within the NBC family, I would say Game of Thrones.
Ooh.
Only because, like, so different.
Are you on the Game of Thrones train right now?
Oh, I'm on the train.
Did you watch last night?
I have not seen last night. We were working. Yeah, okay.
Do you avoid spoilers? Have you avoided them?
Yes, I don't go on the interwebs. And I don't want anybody to ruin it for me.
Predictions,
Okay.
who ends up on that throne?
Who do you want to end up on the throne? I have my choice, Jeremy has his choice, but we want to hear your choice.
You know, as I am, of course, pro-woman with everything, I would say John. I would say John because I feel like, I understand she has to be cutthroat, but Khaleesi, I feel like she's becoming a woman who she doesn't recognize, and that scares me.
The power got to her head.
Yeah, but you know, but if I know that sounds like meh.
No. Actually, I think that was great. That was a good analysis of what's been going on, especially after you see the episode from last night.
shoot.
No spoilers.
You always give such great advice, especially about persevering and following your dreams. What advice do you have for someone at home right now who may be considering giving up? I know at one point in your career, you were ready to toss it all away. What advice do you have for that person?
You know, it's not personal, and like I never feel like you're given a vision without a provision, and so if you do it for the right reasons, it eventually will come.
I love her insight. It's so great we know her story well. Obviously, she's been in here a lot.
She's always the best when she's here.
She really appreciates where she's been and where she's going to.
And This Is Us was just renewed for 3 more seasons, so that's many more years of tears. Do not worry.
Yeah, Justin Hartley and Susan Kelechi Watson very excited as well. Justin threw it back to the moment that he first found out that he was cast on the show.
I was in a car with my wife, I think fiance at the time, and I'm driving the car and the phone rang.
Beyonce at the time. I thought you said Beyonce at the time. I thought Beyonce was playing on the radio. Sorry.
No, I said my
fiance.
My fiance Beyonce.
Right. Of course. Yes.
Yeah. And the phone rang and it was my agent and I declined the call. because I wasn't ready to hear you didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then they called again. I declined it again. And then I listened to the voicemail when I got home, and it was like, hey, this is so-and-so. We have so-and-so, and we have and Dan Fogelman on the line for you. And I was like, oh, God. So I declined 2 of his calls because I wasn't ready to hear no. Yeah, and I immediately called right back, and it was wonderful.
Yeah, Beyonce, fiance. It was hard to hear. What an incredible story, though. He's just like denying.
Yeah.
And any actor can relate to that feeling of like, I just don't want the bad news right now, right?
Yeah, I'm just so happy. I was hanging out with Susan Kelechi Watson, and like I always love her fashion, and also Justin. I love seeing them together. So congrats to the entire cast and crew of This Is Us.
We also caught up with another friend of People Now, Julianne Hough, recently married. Wanted to know how her love life is treating her these days. Watch.
Love life. Is the honeymoon phase still going? Does it still feel like that?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I feel so lucky every day that I get to like do life with another human that has the same values as me, even though we have completely different skill sets and how we get there.
Biggest surprise of marriage thus far?
Biggest surprise of marriage, that you still get annoyed when like people don't clean up after themselves.
How about even more?
Even more, yeah.
Hey, it's so good to talk to you.
I know, you too.
Yeah, congrats on
Can we
everything.
do a little 1-2 step with you really quickly?
Yeah.
Come on,
All the way
Jeremy,
up.
ready?
Okay, I'm just gonna live right here.
Wow, Jeremy, don't go too crazy with those dance moves.
Keep it safe. Keep it safe right here while she's doing the full roll body
Well,
rock.
in addition to getting into Julianne's love life, Jeremy also got a bit involved with Nikki Bella's romantic situation.
Just kind of diving in here. Is she officially off the market? Here's what she had to say.
So we also wonder how dating life's going.
Oh, yeah.
I just wonder. I wonder how Artem's doing.
Well, he's doing really well. Whoa, I got double mics here. I like
I wonder how official we are these days.
Yeah, me too.
You've claimed that it's incredibly official.
100%. Hashtag no labels over here.
No what?
No labels over here.
Is that your call?
Is that
I love
hey, we're
this.
all
I
friends.
love
I'm
this.
just going in.
You are. Always. I love it.
Now, what do you think? Because she's with them every day, post only about him. Wouldn't that make them official?
That does not make me official.
What would, if he were standing here, what would he say?
Oh, on our podcast Wednesday, Artem is our guest.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a fun, amazing thing. She started grilling me.
I went after him.
And we both had red cheeks. I was like, I can't believe she's asking me this.
I was like, my sister
But
says
guess
you're
what?
not
He
a boyfriend.
supported me.
Did he?
And that's why he's a keeper for right now.
I just want to say this quickly because you blew me away the last time we talked,
Wait,
saying
what are
that
you
you're
gonna
still
say?
texting John about the dates you're going on. Is that still happening before or after the dates? The
No.
check-ins? No.
No more texting.
No more texting. Okay, we're moving on. All right. All right. Let me move on altogether from this because we've now we've
Look
kind
at
of
Jeremy
come to the
is
end of
so
our rope.
into your love life. This
I'm
is great.
so into it. But I want to know in there, are you guys tearing up the dance floor or are you hanging out on the sideline?
Hell yeah,
the Bella booty
I mean,
shit.
this Dolce & Gabbana is tight, but I'm going to tear it up.
Oh, whoa. And that just
Artem's in the UK, and I'm not official, so...
Oh, Mama's in the game out here.
Whoa. Who's here?
Okay. Wow. We'll see. We'll keep you guys updated on what goes on inside.
Somebody's on the prowl.
Thank you. Thank you. So good to see you too.
She is funny.
So they've been in People Now quite a bit. We always talk to them about the love life, about mom life for Bella and everything.
Nowadays, no one wants to be official. So
Yeah.
you can clearly she's trying to like not rush into it.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out as they
What
move
was
forward.
your favorite part of the night?
So after that, we went back and we were walking around hanging out at the party. I just love the vibe of that. It's one of these great things where so many actors are there with really great news. The show got picked up. There are more seasons. The This Is Us crowd, 3 more seasons. Everyone's so pumped. And so they're all just hanging out and having a really good time. It's a positive vibe.
Well, I
What
didn't
about
have
you?
to work, but I was there.
Yeah, what was-
I had a moment with, I was Matt Eisman, host of American Ninja Warrior, hanging out with him, Justin Hartley, and Zuri Hall, who's now a correspondent for American Ninja.
Yeah, right.
And he had champagne, and it wasn't because he was drunk, it was because he talks with his hands. He ended up spilling all over me and Zuri Hall.
Oh, really?
And he felt so embarrassed, but it was this big moment. But Zuri Hall was super cool about it, and I was like, you can spill over me. It's just like,
Well, Matt Eisman.
I'm renting the stress from Rent the Runway.
It's going right back with this all over it. Matt Eisman and Akbar came down the carpet. They were so pumped, and Akbar posted a really funny video of Matt falling back through like a step and repeat earlier in the day. So they were kind of like falling and spilling.
Oh, so maybe
they're having a really good time.
Tipsy. Okay.
I don't know, but they're having a good time. Matt also assured me again that my little girl is going to be on American Ninja Warrior one day, so that made me feel good. Last time we were here, I showed him a little video of her obstacle course.
I love
She's
those
giving me
guys. I
hope.
got into like a deep convo with Akbar as well.
Yeah. We're big Warrior fans
We are.
over here. Guys, you can catch the entire People Entertainment Weekly Upfront red carpet on People.com or the People TV app. Check that out. Coming up tomorrow, Southern Charm star Kathryn Dennis will be here live just in time for the season 6 premiere. She's giving us the inside scoop on everything going down in Charleston.
Plus, we are taking an inside look at Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's first days at home with their newborn son in our People cover story. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Grace Van Dien. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Grace Van Dien, and this is one last thing. My last big splurge was probably last Christmas. I went all out for my entire family. The last time I was starstruck was on the plane ride in yesterday. There was Colin Farrell in first class, and I freaked out. I didn't say anything, but I just kind of stared a little too long. My last kitchen disaster, I don't know, there's anything really big that goes wrong. I don't know, I'm pretty lame, I'm sorry.